Hi guys, welcome to day 17. Today we are working on a heart opener and we're taking it a little bit slower today. So I would recommend grabbing a strap or something that you can use as a strap, a blanket, a jacket, whatever you'd like. We're working our way into our first humble warrior. So go ahead, grab any materials that you need and I'll meet you back here. Alright you guys, welcome to your mat. We're going to start off in Sukhasana or easy pose. We're just going to sit up nice and tall, bring those shoulders right up over our hips. You can gently close your eyes or gaze down at your floor. We'll just begin by taking a few deep breaths together. So exhale wherever you're at in your breath cycle. Take a big deep inhale through our nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Ground down, sink into your surface. Again, inhale. Exhale, release. One last one, biggest, fullest, deepest breath. One more sip at the top. Drop your shoulders and exhale, release. Beautiful. We'll begin by taking some neck circles here very gently. Again, you know the drill. If you have any tenderness or an injured neck, just gently drop one ear to one shoulder. Chin comes across your chest, your other ear to your other shoulder. Again, moving very slowly with your neck in any position. Switch directions if you haven't already. We'll all gently come back through center, sitting up nice and tall. We'll take a little twist here. So inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, lift through your spine. Exhale, gently twist. Maybe you gaze behind you. Maybe you gaze off to the right. Inhale, back through center, arms reach up. Exhale, twist to the left. Again, maybe you gaze to the left. Maybe you gaze behind you. Left shoulder is drawing down. Inhale, back through center, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands come down by our side. Let's come onto our cupcake fingers here, onto our fingertips. We'll sink our chest low. Maybe our shoulders come to our ears. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, press your chest towards the sky. Lifting and extending. Bring your shoulders right up over your hips. Breathe, lift, open up your chest. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Keep your chest lifted towards the sky. Interlace all 10 fingers and bring them behind your head. Again, lifting through your chest. Your ribs are lacing in here. And your core is pulling in, so it's protecting your back. Again, keeping this chest lifted. Eyes can be opened or closed. Again, take another deep inhale. Maybe lift a little bit taller up out of your seat. And then exhale, bring your elbows in so they might touch. Belly button is pulling towards your spine. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, pulling in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull in. Take a couple more rounds of breath here at your own pace. One more round of breath. Inhale, we'll all come back through center. Arms reach up towards the sky, so my palms are facing up. And then exhale, drop your hands in front of you, palms face away, and then round through your spine, belly button pulls in, and then try to drop those shoulders down away from your ears. Then I know I bring them with me every time. Inhale, lift your palms up towards the sky. Chest lifts, and then exhale, come back down, belly button towards spine, shoulders drop down. Maybe they pull back into their sockets here. We'll gently release, shake out our hands. I'm going to do one quick shoulder opener here. We've done this before, so we're going to take our strap here, whatever we have as our strap, and taking our hands out wider than our shoulders. We want to keep this strap tight. So we'll come down here to begin. Exhale wherever you're at. Inhale, lift your arms up over your head. Option to stay here, keeping your chest lifted, or you can exhale, relax your shoulders back behind you. Inhale, we'll all come back through center, and then exhale, knuckles press forward, belly button rounds, or spine rounds, belly button pulls in, sorry. And then inhale as we lift our chest. Option to stay here and breathe, or you can drop your hands back behind you. Inhale, arms reaching up overhead. Exhale, spine rounds, belly button pulls in. 3 more rounds here, so inhaling, lifting up. Breathe here, or exhale, drop your hands back behind you. Last round. All gently come back through center and take your strap by your side of your mat. Keep it close. We're going to kick our legs out in front of us. Give them a nice little wiggle. Hands come behind us, just behind our hips here. Fingertips facing towards the front of our mat. If you'd like to grab some blocks, you can here. We'll take a deep inhale as we lift through our chest, pressing it up towards the sky. Shoulders roll back behind us, and my shoulder blades are squeezing together and down my back. My toes are pointing here. You can drop your head back or keep it on the horizon. It's your choice. Really breathing here. Inhale, come back through center. Sweep your legs to either side, coming into a quick tabletop. Shift your hips from side to side here. And then take a few rounds of cat-cow or any organic movement that you're craving today. And I'd like to remind you that this is your practice and you decorate it however you wish, knowing when you need to come down into child's pose or into your Shavasana. We'll all come back through center. We're going to tuck our toes, then walk our hands one palm's length in front of us. We're getting set up for a downward facing dog. We'll take a deep inhale here, and then exhale. Lift your knees, press your hips up and back. Heels are reaching towards the earth. Go ahead, walk your feet from side to side. Shift your hips. Whatever you need today. When you're ready, we'll gently walk our feet up to meet our hands at the top of our mat, working our way into our forward fold here. Feet can come as wide as your mat. Deep bend in your knees. Bring your belly down to your thighs. Allow your head to drop down and gaze comes behind you, or you can close your eyes. Option to grab opposite elbows here, keeping your hands on the floor. You can gently rock from side to side. Option today in your forward fold, you can take your hands to the mat or a block. Gently walk your hands to the left side of your mat. You're going to take a deep bend in your right knee, straightening your left leg just a little bit, still keeping that small bend in it so you're not hyperextending backwards. Stretching down the back side of your left leg. Again, head is still dropping down. Gaze is just behind your right leg. And Inhale will bring you back through center. Exhale, walk your hands to the right side of your mat again. Deep bend in your left leg this time, straightening out your right. Maybe your toes turn out slightly here. You can send your hips over to the left side of your mat. And then again, gaze comes right behind your left leg. Head is reaching down towards the floor. My belly is still on my thighs here. Inhale will bring you back through center. Heel toe your feet back to hip width distance. You can exhale, fold forward one more time. Release your hands if you have opposite elbows. And we'll inhale, slowly lift all the way up to standing. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands come down by your side. Let's take a few shoulder roll movements here. Inhale, shoulders come up to our ears. Exhale, roll them forward. You can roll one at a time, like you're rowing. Switch directions. Just keeping up with your breath. If it's not syncing with your movement right now, that's totally fine. Welcome back to center. Go ahead, grab your strap, or you can interlace all 10 fingers behind you. I'm going to take my strap a couple inches, and I'm going to bring my shoulders up to my ears, and then exhale, stretch my knuckles down towards the earth. Now, before I take this into a small back bend, I really want to root down through my feet, pull my lower ribs in, and pull my belly button in, so my core is engaged here, protecting my low back. Inhale, lift through your chest, pull your ribs back in, and then exhale, send your hips forward. Your knuckles are reaching behind you. Again, still lifting through your chest. We're not crunching in our low back. Really focusing on bringing those lower ribs in, pulling them in tight. It's okay if this isn't a big, deep back bend. Inhale, come back through center. Take our feet out wide. And then exhale, begin to hinge from your hips, still with that grip behind us. Knuckles come up over our head, gaze comes behind us, allowing my shoulders to relax and my knuckles drop over my head. Again, relaxing through your shoulders will make this a lot easier. Always option to bring those hands closer to your back here as well if it feels really uncomfortable. Try to bring the weight into the balls of your feet here, stretching out the backs of your legs. Gently bring your hands to your low back, release the grip on your strap, and gently take your strap next to you on your mat. We'll heel toe our feet back together, hip width distance. We'll inhale, halfway lift, resetting our spine. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, step back into a downward facing dog. Take a moment here, pedal out your dog if you need to. Again, keeping a slight bend in your knees, sending your hips high, allowing your spine to lengthen here. Gaze is right in between your feet. We'll gently take this into one vinyasa as we shift forward, high plank. Gently take your knees down to the earth, untuck your toes. And lower all the way down to your belly. Instead of coming into our low cobra today, let's take our hands out wider than our mat. My hands are at shoulder level, and I'm on my fingertips, so our cupcake hands. Inhale, lift through center. And then exhale, drop this left shoulder down, gazing under your right shoulder. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, gaze underneath that left shoulder, right shoulder dips down. And then flow with this at your own pace. Taking a few breath cycles here. If you feel any tension in your low back, you can always take your feet out wider. Then hip width distance. 2 more rounds of breath here. Well, on inhale, come back through center, lift up. Exhale, release down. Hands come underneath our shoulders. Feet come back together, hip width distance if they were out wide. Breathe here. And then your next inhale will lift through your tabletop position. We're going to work our way into a little bit of hip opener here, coming into gate pose. So let's start here first. So we're in our tabletop position. I'm going to kick my right leg out to this right side of my mat. So it's outside of my mat. My toes are facing forward here. I'm going to take an inhale, walk my hands forward, and then exhale, press my hips back. Allowing my chest to come down towards the earth here. We feel a nice stretch down the inside of our right leg. Breathing. If you want to take your hands out as wide as your mat here, you can. Opening up your chest and shoulders. You can even shift forward a little bit more. So bringing your hips right over your knee. And allow your chest to open towards your mat. Hands are still working long in front of you. Breathing. Next inhale, gently lift yourself up. And then this time I'm going to take my toes and turn them towards the right side of the room. So instead of facing the front of your mat, turn them out towards the right. And then slowly bring that right foot in so you have a deep bend in your right knee. So I'll show you guys here. So this is how I look from the front. So again, my foot is going to be, so the inside of my foot is parallel with the top of my mat. Just going to take a little hip opener here. So you gauge the intensity. Again, walking your hands forward and then exhale, pressing your hips back. You can walk your hands back with you. Allowing that right knee to fall open just a bit. If you'd like to stay still here, you can. Or you can take this into a little bit of circles, allowing your right leg to straighten out and then take a deep bend. So it'll straighten out when I send my hips to the left. And then take a deep bend when my hips send over to the right side of the room. Again, if this feels uncomfortable, go ahead, back out at any point in time. You can always take this into a tabletop with your knee bent, and then take a few knee circles here too to open up that hip. Switch directions if you haven't already, if you're taking the circles. And then we'll all come back through center. I'm going to take my right toes again so they're facing towards the top of my mat, and I'm going to straighten out my right leg. I'm going to turn towards the front for you guys. So my right leg is now straight. Before we come up, we want to make sure that our right arch of our foot is in line with our left knee. So trying to scoot it back if we need to. We're going to gently walk our hands close into us, to this left knee, and then we'll gently lift up, arms reach up towards the sky. Take a deep inhale, lift high. Exhale, right hand to our right leg. If your toes need to turn out just a little bit, if your knee feels wonky, that's totally fine. Deep stretch down our left side body. Option to open up your top arm, lifting your chest, maybe taking a small twist so it's reaching towards the sky. Inhale, left arm comes over to the right. Then this time, we're going to come back through center. Left hand plants on the floor or a block. Right fingertips reach over to the left side of the room, stretching down our right side body. Option to stay here, or you can take some arm circles with me. So exhale, our right fingertips sweep down. Inhale, they'll reach towards the sky. Exhale, they'll sweep down. Again, if you need to walk that right foot in, you can. Readjust your stance whenever you need to. Switch directions. So inhale will bring us up. Exhale, we'll pull it down and around. We'll all come back through center. I'm going to sweep my right hand down towards the floor and then walk my hands back through the center so they're right underneath my shoulders. Take my right knee and bring it right back underneath my hips, so we're back in our tabletop position. Now we're coming into our left side now. Left leg reaches out long. Again, if you want to set up that arch to knee stance right now, you can. And we'll inhale, hands come forward, and then exhale, press our hips back. Again, option to take this into almost like a puppy pose here, allowing our hands to come out wide towards the top of our mat. My hands are even off of it. And then gently shifting my weight forward, bringing my hips over my right knee. My chest is melting towards the floor here. You can bring your forehead down to the mat if you'd like, or even your chin. But really breathing in our shoulders and down that inside of our left leg. Gauging the intensity here, always back out if you need to. Doesn't make you any less of a yogi, you're just listening to your body. Next inhale, we'll lift ourselves up, walk our hands back in underneath our shoulders. So then I'm going to take my left toes and turn them out towards the left side of my room so I have a deep bend in my knee. We're going to walk our hands forward again. And then exhale, press our hips back, opening up our left hip. Option is stay here. You can take it into circles. So deep bend in my left knee when I'm taking my hips to the left. Then reaching back behind me, and then my leg will straighten as I take my hips over to the right. So an inhale will bring you forward. Exhale will sit you back. Switch directions if you haven't already. We'll all come back through center. I'm going to take my left toes and turn them towards the front of my mat again. I'm going to lift up, walking my hands back to my right knee. Arms reach up overhead. Realign that foot if you need to. Arch is in line with our right knee. Fingertips reach towards the sky. Left hand comes to my left leg. Still micro bend in my left leg. Option to take those toes and turn them out if you need to, if it feels awkward on your leg. My right fingertips are reaching towards the left side of the room. Breathing down my right side body. Option to cactus, open this top arm, taking my chest towards the sky for a small twist. Always back out if it doesn't feel good. Breathing here. Inhale, my right fingertips come back over to the left side of the room. Coming back through center. And then my right hand is going to come towards the right side of my mat. Left fingertips reach towards the right side as well as we take this big, deep side body stretch. Option is stay here, or you can take the shoulder opener. I'm going to drop my left fingertips towards the earth. Take a bend in my knee as my arm swings up towards the sky. Exhale, comes back down. Switch directions. So inhale will bring you up. Exhale swings it down and around. Inhale, all come back through center. Exhale, I'm going to take my hands back down towards the earth, underneath my shoulders here. Picking up this left leg, bringing my left knee underneath my left hip. Coming back through a tabletop position. Walking my hands out one palm's length here, tucking my toes, take an inhale breath. And then exhale, lift my knees, sending my hips high towards the sky. Go ahead, walk out your dog here. Take one breath together. Exhale wherever you're at in your breath cycle. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, release. We'll inhale, come high up onto our toes. Exhale, bend our knees, look forward, step or walk to the top of our mat. We'll inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, we'll slowly come all the way up to standing. Arms are gonna reach up overhead. Exhale, draw your shoulders back and down. Take one more deep inhale here. And then exhale, sink low into your chair. Hands come through heart center as we inhale, lift through our chest. Exhale, sink low. Again, those low ribs are pulling in. Belly button is tight in towards our spine. And our tailbone is tucking underneath here. When you're ready, hands come to our hips. We're going to take all of our weight into our right foot, come up onto the toes of our left, and then we're going to take a big step back into our warrior one stance. So my hips are squared off towards the front of the room. This right hip is pulling back, left hip is rolling forward. I'm going to reach for my strap here, working our way into our humble warrior pose. Again, setting up like we did in our chest opener and our forward fold. I want a few inches in between my hands here, making sure my foundation is steady, my back leg is strong, front leg is strong, my knee is bent right over my ankle here, and my torso is turning forward. Gonna inhale, shoulders to our ears. Exhale, pull that strap down and back, and then really pulling in our low ribs. Our core is engaging. So this is how I am without it engaged. And now watch as I pull everything in. So my chest is lifting and I don't really have that sway in my low back anymore. I'm gonna inhale, lift through my chest, trying to keep my core tight. Exhale, hinge for my hips. My right shoulder is coming to my right knee. Gaze is back behind me to my left heel here. And my arms are coming up over my head in humble warrior. Again, you can always drop your hands down by your low back. Now, oftentimes our right hip is shooting way out to the right side of our room. So try to pull that right hip in so we're hugging everything into the midline. And our hips are working towards that center of our mat. My knee is touching my shoulder here as it's pulling in, drawing in. Weight is evenly distributed through both feet. Again, my top of my head is reaching down towards the floor and the back of my head is directly facing the top of my mat. We're breathing here. Don't hold your breath. Only one more breath cycle. On your exhale, gently lower your hands to your low back. Release your strap, bringing it to the right side of your mat. I'm going to take my hands to frame my front right foot. Left toes turn forward. I'm going to step my left foot back up to meet my right, my forward fold. Take you a minute here. You can rock your hips from side to side. We're going to inhale, roll all the way up to standing, resetting for our left side. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, ground down. Pull those shoulders back into your socket. Inhale, lift, root to rise, and then exhale, sink low into your chair. Hands come through heart center. Again, resetting up. Ribs are pulling in, belly button and core is engaged. Tailbone is tucking under. Breathe. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, sink low. Hands come to our hips here. And taking all of our weight into our left foot, come up onto your right toes, and then step this right foot back, coming into your warrior one stance. Adjust your footing, finding your foundation. My back toes are facing towards 2 o'clock, and this left leg is pulling, my left thigh bone is pulling back into my left hip socket, and my right hip is rolling forward. I'm going to go ahead and grab my strap, again setting up here. Inhale, shoulders to my ears. Exhale, pull my knuckles down towards the earth. And then again, re-engaging that core here. I'm going to pull in my low ribs, belly button is pulling in. So again, you can see this deep sway in my back. When I'm engaging now, pulling everything in. Breathe, don't hold your breath, keep that core tight. So you inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips, left shoulder to left knee. Now I'm gazing back at my right heel, allowing my shoulders to relax. Knuckles are coming up over my head. Or you can drop your hands down closer to your low back, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then again, oftentimes our hips are reaching off towards the left side of the room. Hug that left hip in towards midline, hugging your left knee into your left shoulder, allowing your head to release and reach down towards the earth. The back of my head is directly facing the front of my mat here. Breathe one more breath cycle. Gently allow your hands to come to your low back, releasing your strap, taking it to either side of your mat, framing your front foot. Turn your right back toes forward. We're going to plant our hands, sweep this left leg back to meet our right, coming into our downward facing dog. Reconnecting and grounding with the earth here. Let's take one breath together. Exhale wherever you're at in your breath cycle. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, completely release. One more. Inhaling, deep, full breath. Exhale, HA, ha. We'll gently bring our knees down towards the earth, sweeping them to either side as we come into a seated position. I'm going to come into a bound ankle pose. So our feet are together, my knees are falling wide. You can always have blocks or pillows underneath your knees. You can have your feet out closer to the top of your mat, or you can pull them in, it's your choice. And then your choice for forward fold here, you can take a straight spine, or you can allow your spine to round. I'm going to take a straight spine today. So inhale, sit up nice and tall. My hip points are rooted into the earth. Then exhale, leading with my heart, opening up my chest towards the floor. And then I'm gently going to pull my chin in, so I'm gazing directly forward. Hands are coming onto my mat. Fingertips are facing forward, and I have a slight bend in my elbows. I'm not really reaching here. I'm allowing my shoulders to relax down, and I feel this deep stretch in my hips. You have an option to allow your spine to round as you come forward. Always an option. But I'm going to work on lengthening today. So doing whatever your body is craving or whatever it needs. A few more rounds of breath here. Next, inhale, slowly walk your hands up to meet your legs. I'm going to bring my knees back together, soles of my feet are on the mat. If you have a block handy, you can grab your block. If not, it's totally fine. We're just coming up into legs up the wall. So if you do have your block, we'll take our hands out in front of us as we lower all the way down to our back. If you don't have a block, you can go ahead, just take your legs up towards the ceiling. If you do have a block, press firmly through both feet, lift up your hips and bring that block right underneath your sacrum. Feet are reaching towards the sky here. Shifting from side to side. You can have your hands come up over your head. Toes can be reaching towards the sky. You can point and flex, roll out your ankles here. And then again, with your block underneath your sacrum, you'll know when it's not in the right spot. So we've gone over this before, but if it's too far forward, then your butt is going to be hanging off the back. And then if it's too far down, then you're going to have a weird kink in your spine as it's drooping down below your block. So it's not going to feel good. Just take a moment to reground, allow your legs to relax. You can even bring your legs to the wall here if you'd like, to stay here for the remainder of class. Whatever your body needs today. Listen to your body, listen to your breath. Again, option to stay here. I'm going to take my feet back down towards the earth, hop off my block here, and then take this into a happy baby. Feet come towards the ceiling, legs come open. My thighs are working parallel to the earth, but they don't have to be here. Option to grab the outer edges of your feet, your calves, or your thighs here. Allowing our tailbone and lower back to release towards the earth. And our shoulders are working towards the ground as well. Remembering that every day is different, and every pose feels a little bit different in our bodies each day. Taking whatever movement you need in your happy baby. You can open one leg and the other, open both legs. I'm going to take my feet to touch in the center again, like a reclined, bound angle pose. Breathing into any tension points and allowing yourself to relax down into your surface here. This is the time to take any poses that your body's craving here. Or any poses you'd like to try or work on before we make our way into our Shavasana. If you are taking any poses right now, that's okay. Take your time and just meet us in Shavasana. If you're in Happy Baby and you're following along with me, you can take yourself into a few knee circles, so knees come together. Just giving our sacrum a nice little massage. Then you can switch directions. We'll hug everything in, give ourselves a nice squeeze. And then gently release our legs down towards the earth, finding your way into your Shavasana today. If you want to come back into legs up the wall, you can take yourself over to a wall. Have your legs relax or your heels relax on the wall. We'll take one big stretch together just to relax ourselves down. So feet come together. Toes are pointing away from your fingertips as your fingertips are reaching up over your head. Take a deep inhale, lift everything up off the earth. And then exhale, relax down. Allowing your feet to fall open if your legs are extended. Hands can come up over your head. And allowing yourself to soften into your surface. Relaxing any muscles in your backside body with every exhale. And releasing any breath work that you are working on. Just feeling the gentle rise and fall of your belly. Allowing your front side body to soften into your back side body. Softening through your face and neck, releasing any tension in your jaw and between your eyebrows. Option to stay here in Shavasana. And start wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. And take one more big morning stretch here if you'd like. And then when you feel comfortable, gently roll to your favorite side. Again, staying here as long as you'd like. When you're comfortable, gently press yourself up to a seated position. We'll inhale, arms reach up overhead one last time. Exhale, hands come through heart center, gazing at our fingertips. Thanking ourselves for making it to our mat today. Thank you all for flowing along with me. It's always an honor. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for flowing along with me today. Your support is truly appreciated and it really means a lot. I would just like to remind you to like and subscribe to this channel so I can continue to put out free videos and tutorials, meditations weekly just for you guys. Also, leave me a comment and let me know how you feel, or if you have any recommendations for upcoming videos or meditations that you would like to try. I'm always open, and let me know. Let's get connected. Again, remembering to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.